6904.
Wow, sorry about that.
485-6904.
The following program paid for by
Perfect timing, right?
Yeah, good. Does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of
But it should.
management or ownership of this
It should represent.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today.
Welcome to the show.
Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on
Oh,
the
wait.
air now. Taking calls at
Thanks. Yeah, no problem.
713-785-1817.
Why didn't you tell me?
Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817 is our call-in number. If you want to call in and ask questions. We talk about practical real estate investing here. Jason and I, we've bought, fixed, and flipped over 450 houses in the last 4.5 years. That's buy and hold, buy, fix, and flip, and wholesaling. So we can talk about any of those. You want to talk about finding deals, funding deals, how to estimate rehabs correctly. And on that topic, want to tell you that I'm joined live in the studio by Elijah with Fast Track. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much.
Good. I want to give out y'all's contact information. FastTrackRemodeling.com. That's FastTrackRemodeling.com. 832-742-9992. 832-742-9992. So y'all do turnkey remodeling for investors only. Won't do owner-occupieds, right? Won't do, hey, I'm buying a house, it's been flooded, my wife and I are going to move into it, so won't do that.
Right.
But if you're buying, fix, and flipping, if you're buy and hold, like want to be a landlord,
right, that's
right up your alley.
Right.
So tell me your process. When's the right time to give you guys a call?
Well, there are a lot of deals that are being presented to people and opportunities, and I think that when people get a system in place to know the numbers, on the after repaired value or the predictive future value. Thank you for stepping in.
PFV, right?
Yeah, and then the rehab repair number, which we are able to direct people to the app that they can get some good, quick numbers to help them put a good offer in. Once that's already secured and the offer has been accepted, contract in place, that's when they would call us at that point.
Yeah, in fact, I want to give a plug for the app because, it's $225 to get an app, because if someone had the experience that you have or I have, that they could shrink us down, put them on their shoulder, take them to every single job, they'd make fewer mistakes when they're buying properties. I know Jeff and I, my brother, were your business partner, and I were talking about a deal that's up in Cyprus that they've already closed on the property, and they were off on their rehab numbers, so that meant they paid too much, and they said they don't have the app. Mm-hmm. And it's going to cost them $5,000, $6,000, maybe $10,000. Now they'll make it up because it's a buy and hold. So over time, it reduced their cash flow, all of that. And they're like, yeah, but the app is $225. And I'm like, oh my gosh, quit that poverty mindset.
Yeah.
You would gladly pay $225 to have you or I go with you.
Right.
So if you've got an Android, it's RPRE, I think it is.
Yes.
And if it's an iTunes, then it's Right Path Real Estate, and you can download it and answer 58 questions, and it's going to get you within 10% of the actual number within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's good nationwide.
Yeah.
So I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to do that. Okay.
So once you get those numbers, right, and you get a good offering, because that's the point of it. That's not what every investor, their threshold's going to be, but it's what most investors should do for that house. That's how we think about it. That's a good budgetary number. But I could walk that house with different people and get different scopes of work.
That's right.
Right. So the app is not intended to really formulate every single person's individual threshold. But
it's not building a scope of work. What it's telling you is, based on deferred maintenance, based on the square footage of the house, based on the things that you're answering, then it's going to give you a much better. You see people make mistakes. They go, "Oh, I thought it was going to be a $20,000 rehab, and it turns out it's $38,000."
Yeah.
And what they missed is it's a 3,700 square foot house.
Yeah.
And so they're, it's just basically carpet and paint.
Yeah,
well, $10
it can't
a
be
foot.
more than that. We've done this before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what people don't. As the house square footage gets bigger, the rehab numbers get bigger.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes things get missed when it's more deferred and other things. Right. And that increases the cost.
A
And
lot.
People don't always see it. Right. So once that's done and you've got your offer in and it's accepted, we will come out and do a free estimate at that point. Call us.
Yeah.
Call us right away, in fact. And a lot of times we do recommend getting an inspection done as well. We know that can be a huge value for people when they're seeing what the final buyer is going to be seeing, so that it gets the things that you want
Right.
on that list to get done. You know now that those are the things I want to do. And we're not doing, when we're doing our walkthrough, we're not doing a full inspection on the house. We're looking at the things that do need to be done for getting it up to the neighborhood standard. We're doing what needs to get done to kind of satisfy the rental needs. You know, the 3 questions that you talk about a lot.
Right.
Will it increase your rental rate, reduce your liability, eliminate phone calls from the tenant? We're doing those types of things, but we're not checking every single system while we're out there.
Correct.
So if somebody wants that sort of extra, then that's an inspection. We like that to be done before we go out there as well, if they're going to get an inspection done.
Right.
And then further, we just set the appointment. We get the scope of work on site. Almost 100% of the time, they could have their numbers right there because of another system that we have that's very detailed, scope of work. And then after that, really, it's just a matter of settling the scope.
Right.
Setting it on the calendar, and then we get started.
Yeah, if you want to be able to scale your business, you've got to have systems and processes in place. And what we recommend is, have a good general contractor like Fast Track. Have Fast Track actually do the work, and then that frees your time up to go find your next deal.
Right.
I find so many people they get one deal, and it knocks them out of the game and lets it for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And until they get, Jason and I, we have at any one time, we've got 10 or 12, properties going. Right now, I think we've got 20 properties in inventory that are all in various stages of rehab. And you can't do that unless you have a good general contractor that can scale with you.
Right.
So it's fasttrackremodeling.com, fasttrackremodeling.com, 832-742-9992. Now, I know that you've been involved with Fast Track for how long now?
Almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years. Okay, so you've obviously seen a ton, and I think I trained you,
Yeah.
about how to and all that. So and the formulas that I created, those kind of things, and about solving for the right X. But y'all been doing some investing yourself, right? So you flipped some houses, and then you came to the last weekend retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you learn anything there?
Yeah, actually, I think it was just in general, the quickest thing was that I could say no to some of the deals that I might have said yes to before. I think I considered myself less like the ability to get some certain deals.
Yeah.
Not possible for me with my current schedule.
Yeah, of course, because you're really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I would just have to kind of take what's
because you
there.
wanted a deal that you're like,
Right.
oh, any deal will do almost, right? And instead of like, I'm waiting and being patient.
Yeah.
And
I got excited, right?
Right.
Like most people, I got the bug too.
Right.
And so then you look at those deals and
and you're like, oh, it's almost.
the intoxication
Right.
just kind of takes you through the bad choice.
Right. Yeah.
And then I would say yes to a couple things. I mean, you lose a ton of money, but you don't make enough money to really make it worth it. And
Yeah,
so,
it's like if you're not making money, why do it at all,
Right.
right? It's a little bit like golf.
Right.
They say that the fewer strokes you take, the better you do. Why do it at all?
yeah. Yeah, and so because of my mindset and just the abundance that you and I both carry when we think through things, it's not like I let that get me down.
Well, of course
but
not.
as we move forward, it's like, well, we could do better.
Right.
So that's what the really helped me on the weekend is just
We
formulating
focus
that
a
better
lot
plan.
on the weekend retreat on mindset. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody wants to come to the weekend retreat to get, how do I do this, and this? But that's not the number one thing that's keeping people from success is knowing how to do the different steps of the transaction. Although we do train on that thoroughly, start to finish. You'd agree with that,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
But it's so much about mindset. What's really keeping people from being at that level where they could really have the freedom to retire if they want to financially, to be able to have that decision being able to be made. They're closer than they realize, but the separation is not the knowledge about the transaction. It's the knowledge of the mindset. And so we focus a lot on that. So it's Fast Track Remodeling, fasttrackremodeling.com, 832-742-9992, 832-742-9992. So Flood houses. I assume you're still doing a bunch of
Yeah,
those.
we are.
On the buy and hold side and the buy, fix, and flip side, both of those?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
There are certain ones that still can't be buy and hold too much. People are still looking at them for flips.
Yeah.
And then there's others that they were always buy and hold type properties, and people were even more so willing to do that now because of the flood.
Okay, so I've got another minute or two, and as quickly as we can, talk about permitting. What's going on? Is it Rule 19? What's the new rule about the floodway zone and all that kind of stuff? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Refresh me, actually.
Yeah, so the city's basically saying that, they're redrawing the flood maps, and there's some that they're like, you either got to raise or you got to tear down. I mean, what are the rules as it relates to...
Now, I don't know how it's all going to shape out, but
Yeah.
I do know this, that their ruling on that is pretty clear. So it's not like, oh, no, it's not going to be
Yeah.
clear. It's pretty clear. It's if the HCAD value is, or the whatever appraisal district value is at a certain amount for the improvements, which is not the land, but just the house, then you can do 50%. And if you can't afford the rehab in that 50%, then you have to raise the house, tear it down, or do less of a rehab.
So have you been working with any houses that have been raised, or do y'all know?
No, we haven't. We've seen quite a few in the neighborhoods that we're in that are starting to have that done. I would say this, though, that the one thing that people used to be able to do when they were in those areas, because they're in those areas, floodplain areas, whether it's been a flood or not,
Right.
if the house was flooded or not, and that 50% rule is pretty clear either way. But they used to be able to get a third-party appraisal that would raise the value, but now there's no cabinets in the house, there's no flooring in the house, there's no value as much in the house, so they can't get that third-party appraisal to kick them out into that other level.
And do they have to include the entire scope of work to do that, or only the
Technically,
things that
they
are
want almost everything, because FEMA
Yeah.
will pay for almost everything.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so it is almost everything in that
Yeah.
floodplain department.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is one of those things that you just have to look at the appraised value.
Right. Okay, so it's Fast Track Remodeling, fasttrackremodeling.com. From foundation to roof and everything in between, from the top of the house to the bottom of the house, from the bottom of the house to the top of the house, they do it all. You hand them the keys. In fact, we've got keys being delivered right after the show or during the break. I'll tell you the address of the next house I want you to go take a look at. It's 832-742-9992, 832-742-9992. Give them a call.
Thanks.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of
I love
fun,
this commercial.
Lots of great
I
real
really
estate
do.
talk. We'll see you there.
Who is it? I missed it.
It was Eddie with Jet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase?
What you want to talk about
You've come
today?
to the right place.
No
I'm
more flood
Jennifer
houses,
Hernandez,
No, we have
Senior
to.
Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage.
I feel like
Our
I've
goal is to
beaten
give
that
our
topic to
borrowers and
death.
referral
Right.
partners
What do you
an
wanna talk about?
amazing experience during the
I
loan
didn't come
process.
prepared. So
No?
Our team believes in putting people and
I
culture
usually am
before
prepared.
results.
Actually,
Our
I'll tell you what I want to talk
concentrates
about
on
is
building those teams to
because
operate with
I
structure,
had a
process,
conversation
and recognition
as a
for
result
going the
of
extra mile for you. This way,
went
we
to a
have the
networking
energy
event
to make
at
this your best
the White
home
Picket event
purchase
on
ever.
Tuesday
Give
night.
us a call
Okay.
today to find out the
Had a
simple
person came
steps
up.
to get started.
She's
I'm
an
Jennifer
agent representing the
Hernandez,
buyer,
the Hernandez team,
and
at Legacy Mutual
had two
Mortgage.
properties under contract. One
Jennifer.legacymutual.com
in Meyerland,
or call
the other in
713-579-3611.
like where Bissonnette and
Again,
and,
Jennifer.legacymutual.com.
Bel Air kinda come together.
We can't
Actually
wait to consult
west
with
of
you
that.
soon.
Okay.
NMLS
Like,
514497.
Equal housing
Fondren,
opportunity lender.
Bissonnette,
Yeah.
Beach Nut area.
Not quite Bel Air, but
right,
that area.
west of
yeah.
that, right. Lower ARVs, right?
Right.
So one was one had flooded twice, flooded two of the three floods, and they had it under contract for like 125. The other property was actually,
I think.
The team at Benchmark understands
Oh,
the
yeah.
investor mindset. They know
the other
what
one was
you
like
need and when you need it. We're here for you.
inside the Loop
Are you a
610 and
rehabber, wholesaler,
where
buy and
where
hold or
South
flip?
Post Oak and 610 and all
Sure.
that comes together, right?
Right.
North of 610 on the South Loop. So and then so Westbury's just south of 610, right? So this is on the north side of that.
Okay.
And they had it on contract for like 205.
Flooded or repaired?
Oh yeah, flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the investors were backing out, and because those numbers didn't work, right?
Okay.
And so I was trying to walk them through how the numbers have to work. You got to start with this is what it's worth. And what it was is Jet had come back and said, hey, we won't lend on your numbers. We're going to lend on our numbers. And it was back like this battle.
Oh, you
and so
had
I
a
want to
battle.
get yeah.
We're going to talk about reconsideration of
Yeah.
values.
Right.
You guys ready?
Yeah, of course.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We're going to do a case study tonight of one of our students that bought a property on the southwest side of town, and they bought it at 58% minus repairs. They're going to talk about how they found the deal, how they analyzed the deal, how they negotiated the deal, all of those things. And then we're going to have a panel of experts that you can ask questions. And we're going to have an appraiser, an insurance, fast track. I mean, all the different components, inspector. And so our appraiser is Michelle Emler. She's NextGen Appraisals.
It's actually Michelle Rodriguez now
Oh,
officially.
that's right. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't tell you. It's okay.
Yeah, it's nextgenappraisals.com. That's right. You've been married since you've joined our show, right?
December, but I officially changed my name recently, so it's
good for you.
Rodriguez now.
All right, change
Good
it on
for
the,
you.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's nextgenappraisals.com, 713-346-9911, 713-346-9911. So you haven't changed your phone number, just
No,
yeah.
That'll be the same phone number for the rest of my life.
Right. So I was talking about you and the conversation that we had off air about a week ago, I think, something like that. Just, you get into these situations where an investor they ask you to come out and give an appraisal, and they've already worked their numbers, and so they're trying to worry about how much money they have to come out of pocket, right?
Of course.
And it's always funny to me. Everybody would love to do no money out of pocket deals, right? And the way that you do that is you have to buy it deep enough to where your lender wants to lend 100% of the purchase price and 100% of the repair number, and you don't have to come out of pocket anything, right? But then you come along and go, well, I know you think it's going to be $375,000 here, but really it's $347,000. And then they want to argue with you and go, no, look at this comment. Like, if they would just listen to you, because if you're wrong, guess what? And they buy it based on your number and you're wrong and they're right, they make a lot, right? Yeah. But they make a lot more money.
Well, that's true too.
They put extra profit in their pocket.
Sure.
If you're right and they're wrong and they buy it on your number, then they're going to make the money that they would based off of your numbers. But if they buy it off of their number and you're right, they lose money.
Yeah.
Why would somebody want to argue with a more conservative number?
It's kind of like the tightrope walkers when they cut the safety net out from underneath them. It's basically what you're doing, or how I see it maybe is we're just your safety net. You know,
right.
Your insurance guys, all of that, all the steps you do leading up up to the deal are your safety net. And so when you cut that out, you know, you can do that. Sure, you might make it across the wire just fine. But
yeah, and here's the thing that I want to add to that analogy, because my daughter and we just went to Cirque du Soleil on Sunday. So
you're the third person that's told me that. But
oh yeah,
it was worth it.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me how great it was.
It was. I've got video. In fact, I've got video of the. In fact, it's not the tightrope, but the trapeze.
Yeah,
human trapeze. They didn't have the swinging. Yeah, these two big burly dudes are just swinging people. I mean, I've got
great visual.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got a visual for you. So, but okay, so imagine this: how they're doing shows every day, right?
Sure.
In fact, I got a chance to meet some of the people that are actually the behind the scenes,
oh, really cool
setup folks, right? We'll tell more of that story offline, but
okay.
Got a chance to meet them. Hey, what's y'all schedule like? Yeah, we travel. We tear down on Sunday. We're out of here by midnight, and we travel all day Monday. We get set up in the new city on Tuesday. We practice on Wednesday, and we do shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we tear down Sunday, do it all over again, right?
Oh, wow.
And so you can imagine, now, here are these people that all they do is trapeze, right? They're just doing it day in, day out. They're living, they live, eat, breathe trapeze, right?
Right.
And they still have a net.
Oh, really?
Right.
When they did the show, they still had a net?
Still had a net. Not a very big net, right.
But enough to say, hey, we're not going to, cause serious bodily harm. That's a great analogy.
You do appraisals all day long, every day. How many appraisals you do a day?
When I was going full steam on my own, about 4 a day. But now that we have more people.
But 4 a day for how many years?
Oh, well, yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
7 years, I think, now.
Yeah. So 4 a day, 5 or 6 days a week for 7 years. So you've done a few appraisals.
Yeah, and through that history, you also see trends that happen over a longer period of time as well.
Right.
And so you can say, okay, this is a short-term trend. This is a long-term trend. There's other benefits to that experience as well. Yeah.
And so it's like if anybody should be cutting the net or could cut the net, it'd be you, right? Because you've done it day in and day out, lots and lots and lots. What always fascinates me is you get an investor that's done, maybe 2 or 3 flips, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, like me trying to do trapeze and go, oh yeah, I've done this for 3 days.
Right.
Cut the net. It's like the person with the least amount of experience wants to cut the net.
Yeah.
The person with the most experience has a net. It's like, wait, get a clue, dude.
I know. You're very, very passionate about this. But,
yes.
But I totally agree with you. I think what we're trying to get to is that what do you do when you disagree with the appraiser just completely? You just feel like they came up, which it happens. I think the first step when you're discussing...
Let me ask you this. Has a person ever disagreed with you where your number was higher than theirs?
Well, that's a funny story, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay, right.
But most of the time when they disagree, it's because your number's too low, right?
Right.
And then I've said it numerous times on the show, so we don't need to go into that, is possibility over probability, things like that. But the other thing, too, is, okay, how are you going to have this conversation with the appraiser? Have you ever disputed your taxes before? Do you go into them and just say, well, that's not fair?
Right.
You're not nice?
Yeah. If you do that, then...
Do you know what you're doing?
Right. If you do that, you're not going to win that.
Right. You're immediately putting the appraiser on a defensive position. So now they have to, one, defend the report harder. And they're probably going to be less willing to hear what you actually have to say and why you think they were wrong.
Right.
The other thing, too, is to bring to the table facts, not opinions.
Right.
So if you come and you say, oh, well, I've sold 30 houses in this neighborhood and none of them have sold below what I, listed them for, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, that's great. I can see those in the MLS.
Yeah, great. I took those into consideration. Right.
So what am I missing? What did I not consider? Is there is there a feature of the property I missed? Is there a location proximity to something that I didn't understand? Or, I would approach it more from a factual basis because that's how appraisers are trained and wired to think.
Yeah.
And we have to base our numbers off of facts. I can't just pull a number out of the sky with my opinion on it and say, yes, this is what it's worth.
Yeah, I'm feeling happy today.
Yeah.
The sun is shining. The weather's beautiful. So that's worth an extra $15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And I think the biggest thing is to be respectful. And that seems like common sense maybe, but you'd be pretty surprised how many people just get heated, upset. Why did you do this? You killed our deal. And really what you need to be thinking is, well, why is their number so different from mine? Why are we
Some
not on
deals
the
need
same
to be
page?
killed, right? I mean,
maybe that's true too, but I really think it's like the gap. There's obviously a gap between your number and mine. Why are we so far apart? Is there something maybe you missed?
well,
that I
here's a
caught?
question I have. So, like, when you say a gap, you probably have a number in mind that's a typical gap. I mean, it's not normally like a $5,000 gap, right?
It's
what's
usually probably 10, 15 and up.
$10,000, $15,000 and up on what? Now, 10 or 15,000 on $1 million house, not that big
so
of a deal.
percentage,
Yeah.
So
is that 10 or
probably-
15,000 on a $200,000 house?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 5% probably.
So
5
that
to
is
10%.
7 to 10%, right? Okay, got it. Okay, so and yeah, that makes a big difference. Well, and here's, so much of this business is about mindset, and I know you've been to our weekend retreat as well, and you know that we spend a lot of time on mindset. My mindset is, hey, thanks for doing your job and looking out for me.
Sure.
And it's not that you killed my deal. Now you've given me facts.
Yes.
And a professional opinion that I can now go back. The deal's not dead until I walk away from the deal, but now I have something to go back to the seller with and say, hey, not my opinion, not your opinion. Because normally when I'm negotiating a deal, I have an opinion about what it's worth, and the seller has an opinion about what it's worth, right?
So that lower appraisal now becomes a negotiation tool for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The deal's not dead till I walk away. Why wouldn't I go back to the seller and say, hey, man, I would love to pay you. In fact, one of my phrases, this is, hey, man, I'd love to write you a check for $1 million for this property. Even though it's worth like $200,000 or whatever it is, right? In its current condition. But it's not. Everybody knows their house is not worth $1 million, right?
Sure.
When it's a big piece of
junk.
manure. Yeah, right. Okay, so but when I can show them facts, because what we always need to start with is what's that predictive future value, right? What, taking into consideration it's on the corner of a busy street or it backs up to commercial or all those kind of things that affect that particular property. Now I can take your numbers and say, hey, look, you thought it was worth 300. I kind of agreed with you, but oh my gosh, this person says it's worth 287. And we got to start with that number. And based on that, that's a better conversation to have with the seller than it is.
And a better safety net for you now. Now you're 13 grand less than what you...
Or maybe even more, right? Yeah, absolutely. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm having a conversation about appraisals with Michelle Rodriguez, formerly known as Michelle Imler.
That's
but
correct.
Michelle Rodriguez, she's nextgenappraisals.com. That's NEXT. G as in golf, EN as in November, appraisals.com, 713-346-9911, 713-346-9911. So how quickly so I call you today, you can do an appraisal by yesterday?
Right. We have a standard 5 business day turnaround time. We're always committed to that turn time, and we'll do whatever it takes to meet 5 business days. If you need it sooner, you absolutely can order that, and we'll do our best to accommodate.
So you have a standard a turnaround, and then you have a rush turnaround, right?
Yes.
And if I need something even faster, can I do like a desktop or?
Desktops still take 2 business days,
Okay.
and we can turn around a full appraisal that quickly as well.
So what's the difference between a full appraisal and a desktop?
Full appraisals, we actually go and we develop our own opinion about the condition of the property, the view, the location.
So you actually drive out to the property, you measure it inside.
The square footage. Yeah, we don't just take HCAD's word for it. Things like that. When we do a desktop, it kind of like it implies we do it completely from our desk.
Right.
We don't leave our desk when we evaluate it.
Okay.
So whatever resources are available online.
All right, that music in the background says I'm out of time. I've been joined live in the studio with Michelle Rodriguez, nextgenappraisals.com, 713-346-9911. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What?
Was that the music y'all played?
More importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why
Good music choice, Nikki. I like it.
NextGen is a
Thank
group
you.
of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. 281-569-4353. That's 281.
Hey, we've got Jerry in the.
Hey, Nikki. How are you doing?
So you're on number 3, right? Yeah.
Returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments.
I don't know if you saw that.
Find out how JB Fund Services offers
Jackie, the
9%
person doing
return
this,
and up
the
to a 30%
voiceover on this, she
Call
just had a new
today at
baby.
281-915-0906 or visit our website.
Did you know that, Nikki?
jbfundservices.com.
I had
That's
no idea.
281
Well, that's awesome.
915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately.
What's going
and
on?
with tons
Not much,
of
man.
communication.
Just
You'll have a
busy.
dedicated
It's
team
been,
of a coordinator and a
we've got our event
contractor
tonight.
associate.
You're right.
And then,
Today at 713
and then we've got our weekend retreat starts
3611,
tomorrow.
and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction.
Still sick?
And I feel great. I wouldn't say I'm sick, but I've been dealing with just allergy drainage kind of stuff that for like a since the Saturday of the last weekend retreat, it's been 2 days like this and then 1 day not, and
all that pollen's all over.
You're right.
All over the cars now at this point.
Yeah. I'm allergic to oak. I know that's on my list
Are you
of.
looking for an investor-friendly
Yeah.
general contractor for your investment
I don't
property?
get too bad
Then
in
call
the
Fast
spring.
Track
My
Remodeling
falls
at
Oh, yeah.
worse. I get ragweed or something.
Yeah.
I'm really,
742 or reach us on the
really
web at
allergic to.
And I'm not really taking
Fast Track
anything for it.
Remodeling
The only thing I'm really
specializes in
doing is I bought this device called a Navage. I don't know if you've seen that on TV.
I think I had it. I threw it away.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. You're talking about the one that sprays in your. No.
No, it doesn't spray. It's I'll show you what it looks like. It's like this motorized neti pot kind of thing.
Real estate investors.
Looks like
if you're
this.
not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've
Yeah,
got
I
free
actually had
weekly
that.
educational
Yeah, you fill up
classes,
that, and you have those
networking
little
opportunities, and the
salt pods that
ability
you
to
put in
tap
there,
into trillions of
and then
dollars for the real estate
it
investing
connects to your
field.
nose, and
Come
then
by our
it's
office or join us
putting it
remotely
in one
as we
side and sucking it out the
simulcast
other,
all
and
of
it
our
irrigates,
educational
motorized
classes
kind of thing.
every Tuesday morning
That's
and
interesting.
evening.
I think
Yeah.
I might
For
buy
more
it again.
information,
I've been
call
doing
us
it
at
once in the morning and once in the evening, and it's
1-855-FUN IRAs, or visit our website
not to get too
at
graphic or anything, but
questira.com.
I wake up in the morning, blow all the gunk out, and as much as I possibly can, and then I use that, and it is incredible how much more stuff comes out.
You know, I had it so bad too, where I visit ENT,
Yeah, mhm.
and they were saying that blowing actually makes it worse.
Oh, really?
For me, so they actually didn't recommend blowing. They just wanted me to use
Something that sucked it out. Yeah, like an
or in just that spray or the
syringe or something. Yeah,
to clear it out.
Yeah.
But they really didn't recommend me blowing it out.
Oh, got it. Lots and lots of money.
We ready?
Ready.
All right, hot mics.
All right. Welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. It's funny. I had somebody the other day was asking for my phone number, and I was texting like, hey, text me. Actually, no, I put it in on, it was on an email. They sent me an email to wholesale@HoustonHouseBuyers.com, and they said, hey, what's your email or your cell phone number? I want to text you an offer for this, and I put in 713-785-1817, and then they said,
that's the radio phone number.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's funny. So propertycarehouston.com, propertycarehouston.com. We did a quick switcheroo. Michelle Rodriguez left the studio. Jerry Ta sitting down in the hot seat. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So 713-489-7653 is your number.
Right.
Tell me some advice that you would give to a brand new investor looking to start getting into buy and hold. What are you seeing in the marketplace?
Well, right now it's actually been a really good time right now. I mean, our inventory of rentals has gone. For the most part. I mean, we don't have a hard time renting out our houses. I think the issue with what we've seen with investors that we've been trying to help investors get is finding houses that actually cash flow.
Yeah.
And I think that's a continuing problem. We help evaluate, homes for investors, but they're just having a hard time finding homes that will actually cash flow.
Cash flow at all, or it's a zero cash flow?
So minimal.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's no margin for error.
Right. So you're saying like $100 a month or something like that. What would you say is the minimum margin that you would expect on a monthly basis? Is it $200 a month? Is it $100 a month?
I would say at least $200.
At least $200. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're saying it's hard for them to find even something that cash flows $200 a month. Right. Now, is that because of the price range? Because the higher, I find the mistake that a lot of people make is they want to rent out $300,000 houses that rent for $1,800 a month. That's never going to cash flow because there's a supply and demand economic curve for purchase price of houses, and then there's a different supply and demand curve for rental rates.
Right.
And so, if you're around, we find the sweet spot is, a house that is worth 125, 130, 140, 150 that rents for, $125,000 house that rents for $1,500 a month, or a, $150,000 house that rents for $1,800 a month versus a $300,000 house that also rents for $1,900, $2,000 a month. I mean, it's just a couple $100 more.
Right. I think a lot of it has to do with, rent increases haven't kept up with home values.
Right.
As home values have increased, the inventory for houses priced in the 120, 130, 160 is really not there anymore. And even at that price point, you're competing against, owner occupants, and you're never going to beat those guys.
Right.
And then anybody that's, for properties that are meant for investments or just cash only, I mean, you're competing,
Yeah, the inventory of properties below $200,000, it's a shrinking number, right?
Yeah.
Because due to appreciation, there's no new houses being built below $200,000. I mean, you just can't.
Right.
Builder can't do it. Time they pay for the land, the construction costs, their marketing dollars, their profit. I mean, their carrying costs, all of those things, and it'll never happen again. We'll never be able to build a house
under 200.
Under 200, right? I mean, you can't even build a tiny house and put it on a piece of land.
It'd have to be really far out somewhere, like land is really cheap or something at this point to even get that anything close to 200 at this point.
Actually, you look at even with construction costs at around $100 a foot for big builders, right? And they can sometimes get it down to about 95, but land can only get so cheap, right? You can go out and even if you bought $10,000 an acre land and you subdivided it, time you put the dirt work in and you put the sewer lines in and electrical in, and I mean it's no longer. I mean it's $20,000 a lot, and if the lot cost is $20,000, that gives you can't spend $180,000 on construction, right? Because
and on top of that, now every builder has to reserve a portion of that land for displacement of water.
Right.
So
you can't get a full utilization, right? So it's hard to find a developed lot for less than $30,000. And then that means that you've got to build a house for $125. Well, heck, I mean that's an 1,100 square foot house.
Right. At that price point.
Right. And and so for not much more, because the cost of construction is only a part of it, because you've still got carrying costs and. Yeah, I mean, 300,000 is really a starter home now.
Yeah.
So that's what's fascinating, or at least 275, something like that.
And even then, like I've shown homes, weigh it out in Richmond and Grand Parkway and West Park Tollway.
Yeah, right.
And some of the materials they use now, I mean, they use vinyl plank in new builds.
Right.
And I was like, this is a rental material for me, but. I get to lessen the cost and stuff. They cheapen up some of the materials.
Vinyl plank on the flooring. Yeah.
Yes, on the flooring.
Right.
I was surprised to see a new house with vinyl plank. And I was like, wow, okay.
Which is a great alternative. Honestly, I I like vinyl plank. It's not. It wears better than wood, especially if you have pets or things like that. It also wears better than tile, because we know. I mean. I've lived out in that area, at in Greatwood for 20 plus years, and so I know all of that's been pasture land or farmland for years and years, and with droughts and things like that, it's a very expansive clay soil out there, and so it's it's not a matter of if, it's when they're going to have foundation movement, not foundation failure, but foundation movement,
right?
And tile's going to crack.
Right.
And wood's not going to wear all that great. And so, I think vinyl plank's an excellent choice.
Yeah.
In fact, when you see in multifamily, Class A multifamily, they're doing, vinyl, glue down vinyl, and in really high end Class A. You've seen it too, I'm sure.
Right.
And so there are new inventions in flooring.
Yeah.
So what do you recommend in terms of how would somebody evaluate a deal? You want to have at least $200 a month of cash flow. What else do you take into consideration? What are some other mistakes that you see landlords making? Two of the mistakes I see them making is they don't build in any dollars amount for maintenance on the property. They're just expecting, they're going to set a tenant in there, tenant's going to take care of the property, and that 5 years from now, when they move out, you're not going to have to do anything, just re-rent it, right? They're going to move it out. You've got a deposit, right? You're going to. So that's one mistake I see. And then the other one is that they don't allow for any vacancy.
Right. So generally, you want always like at least a 10%. And I always tell owners, like, I have actually one owner that he built in a model where, if tenant wanted something, like if he can get just like he's willing to do any kind of upgrades up to 10% of the annual, like his rent amount that he would receive to keep the tenant happy, because he wants the tenant to stay longer term,
right?
To keep his vacancy rate low.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So that's one thing that I've seen, like, wow, that's a good idea. Like, he's willing, like, hey, they wanted,
he's realizing he's going to spend that money one way or the other.
Right.
So he can either spend it on having a vacancy or spend it on keeping them in there and keeping them happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then vacancy and maintenance, that is very dependent on, what kind of remodel or what you're doing to the house. Like, if you buy a house and you're changing everything out, I mean, you can kind of expect your maintenance cost to be low for the next few years. But someone that, is not, if you have an old water heater, old AC, or old roof, you got to kind of bake in that cost. It's like, hey,
What's the number one system that you see that investors wait too long to replace? Is it water heater? Is it HVAC? Is it, which one?
I would say roofs.
Roofs? They wait too long to replace a roof.
Right. I would say if your roof is starting to get one leak, you start really considering either saving up to replace the whole thing, because a roof leak just doesn't affect the roof.
Right.
It affects the tenant, the happiness of the tenant,
the
sheetrock, and then, I mean, if every time you're doing roof leaks and you're having to redo sheetrock, I mean, that's expensive. Piping, too.
Yeah.
I think, if you get galvanized pipe, you get one leak, I never want to do a clamp. The moment I see a clamp, I already know there's trouble down the line. And again, once that pipe leaks, your house could be flooded if the tenant's not there at home, and then you got to fix sheetrock again. And every single time I've seen a clamp, it leaks again.
Yeah, right.
Just like
someplace else, right?
A few
couple
feet
of
away,
feet, right?
A couple of feet away, and it just so we always replace the whole line and just not put a clamp on it.
Nate, you only replace the line that's been clamped, which is normally going to be the horizontal hot side, right?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen? Because especially as a landlord, if I'm flipping a house, I'm going to do all the horizontals hot and cold,
right?
Because it's going to inspect differently. Mm-hmm. But because inspectors don't really realize, that it's always the horizontal hot side that fails.
Right.
But if you're a landlord, no reason to replace the cold side, because it hardly. Do you ever see it fail on the cold side?
No, not really. Not at all.
And you never see it fail on the verticals either. Mm-hmm. It always is the hot side on the horizontals.
Right. That and one thing, when you're changing hot water heaters or replacing the hot line, be sure to remove your kitchen faucet. Almost every single time we've had to replace a water heater or a hot line.
Yeah.
The kitchen faucet gets so clogged up that we can't even clean out the aerator or anything. It just doesn't work anymore. Then you spend another couple $100.
Yeah.
To replace the kitchen faucet.
Interesting. A couple $100, really?
Or however.
Yeah.
Much,
Right. Yeah.
However much.
Well, there is a trick to that. Mm-hmm. If you'll remove the aerator before you start changing the other, and then have it run immediately afterwards, and it has a big enough hole. What happens is that when there's so much debris and it gets caught in the aerator, but then it backs up even further down the line, that will fix the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that little tip. Save you a couple $100.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. You're coming tonight, right?
I'll be there tonight.
So we have an event tonight. It's going to be at the Crown Plaza across from the IKEA on I-10. We'd like you to register if you're coming to the event. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com to register to come to the event. It's free to come tonight. I mean, why would you not want to be there? We're going to have a panel of experts talking about how you evaluate deals, and then we're also going to be doing a case study. One of our students bought a property at 58% minus repairs in a Sugarland neighborhood.
That's good.
Yeah,
For
everybody.
accounting.
What's interesting is most people, what they do is they do their calculations based on 70% minus repairs, and they and that's their maximum allowable offer, right? So they make an offer based on that. This person did numbers and then built in contingencies and realized that, hey, they're probably not competing with anybody else on this house.
Right.
And so we're going to be talking about all of those deals. It is okay to offer less than 70% minus repairs.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's not. You're not breaking any rules or laws or anything like that. And so, yeah, even though some extra mistakes happen in the process, they're still making $88,000 on one flip.
I mean, you always got to evaluate the situation it is and see where the seller's at.
Yeah,
what things.
So give Jerry Ty a call. It's propertycarehouston.com, propertycarehouston.com, 713-489-7653, 713-489-7653. Thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you. See
All
you
right,
tonight.
Thanks.
Mike's off.
Hey, Nikki, just to let you know, I can barely hear you or the background music. I mean, I can hear it fine now, but like when we're talking and all that, it's really, really low. I can hear it during the breaks, but yeah, but I can't hardly hear it.
Okay, I'll pot it up.
All right, thanks.
Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work.
And
So
I will be right. We got 3 minutes.
Evaluating your foundation. Our
Yes.
product
All
is
right, be right back.
designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started NextGen Appraisals. NextGen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
This is Jason Bible with Right Path Radio. Look, if you're new to real estate or you're experienced and you just want a little help with wholesaling, flipping, rentals, you really need to get on the right path. So why should you listen to us? We take the confusion out of real estate investing. We make tailor-made plans just for you. Just like not every house is the same, so why should your investing plan be the same as every other investor? So listen to our show.
How much time?
Radio,
None.
None.
Right
All right.
On Business 1110 KTEK.
This is Business 1110.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. RightPathRealEstate.com. RightPathRealEstate.com. That's where you want to go. Stop whatever you're doing right now. Go to RightPathRealEstate.com. Register for the free event. It's easy breezy to do it. All you got to do, it says upcoming events, and right there it says March 15th, which is today, the club meeting and case study, how to mold houses, buy, fix, sell. You want to definitely get to the event tonight. There's not anything more important happening in real estate today at 7611 Katy Freeway at the Crown Plaza. But Tom, I don't have the money to go. It's free. You can't use that excuse. And here's what I'll tell you is, if you're not going, any excuse will do, right? So if you want to be successful in real estate, why would you not want to learn from other people that are being successful? All the most successful real estate people in Houston are going to be at this event. Come and learn. Start networking. Get your path started now to your better future. Most people, it's amazing to me how long people will delay having the life that they want because of all of the things that are going on in their life right now. You know, here's what I'll tell you. The enemy of great is good. So all you need to do is go to rightpathrealestate.com and sign up for our event. Come tonight. It's going to start at 6:30 at the Crown Plaza Galleria, 7611 Katy Freeway. And you're going to see a panel of experts. If you have insurance questions, we've got experts for that. If you've got lending questions, we've got an expert for that. If you've got appraisal questions, we've got an expert for that. If you've got inspection questions, we've got an expert for that. If you've got construction questions, we've got an expert for that. We've got the experts there tonight. Why would you want to miss it? In addition to that, you're going to see one of our success stories of one of our students that actually bought a property. An agent was, but Tom, I can't find any deals. Find out how they found their deal. If they can find a deal, why can't you? There are deals out there. We're going to be talking about that. How do you find deals? 9 times out of 10, a deal is right underneath your nose and you don't recognize it. And so too many people are afraid to pull the trigger. Put your fear of investing behind you. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. Click on the Learn More. Register for the event. It's the club meeting and case study tonight. It's going to be a fantastic event. You don't want to miss it. Everybody will be talking about it tomorrow. You want to be there. rightpathrealestate.com. Thanks for listening, guys. Jason will be in tomorrow with Investor Friday.
All right, Tom, have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.